Oh, hey, we're back. In front and everywhere in between. Yay. Love your life. Love your life. Love your life. Do you love your life? I don't tolerate those that don't love their life. Better get with the program. Get on board. Doot, doot. The Petticoat Junction. Train's leaving the station. Yeah, see, that's one of my comic book interests. I love comic books that are from TV shows in the 60s when I was a kid. And one of my favorites is, I doubt you've ever heard of this TV show, but you watch it on YouTube. The show is called It's About Time, involving some astronaut space travelers that either went back to caveman times or maybe they went back and brought them back. But now in modern times, we have a family of cavemen. Ha 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 ha, and all the funnies. Contemporary with like Bewitched and that sort of stuff. I'd like to have a Succubus character. I'm willing to be spicy in the sense of a 1930s pulp, but right off the bat, we don't get involved with the sex market. But if that's what you're into, when we have our legal team, I'm jiggy with it. I'm okay with it. It's not that I don't want to do it, or I have, right, that I don't have a lot of products in mind that are basically in the sex market, the erotic market. But no, we're more about cute and silly. And did I mention that one of my domains I used to have was easycute.com? Women like their daily dose of cute. Oh, good. It sounds like Mikey's working on my walkway. Yeah, you keep it quiet. We might go out and visit though, and smoke a cigarette or something. Yeah, we want to do cute. We want to do silly, and it's a huge market. It's an evergreen market. It's not as strong as horror or thrills or shock. Yikes! I don't want to do shock. Um, that can be stuff like videos of people, real people being beheaded. Really, that's a shock thing. I don't need to describe the sex, I hope, except for we would stop at innuendos and stuff. So like our sexy succubus would innuendo a lot of sexual erotic stuff, but we don't show it, and that's not what we're about. We're not, in that sense, we're not porn. We'll never be porn, okay? What's some of the other ones though? Well, knowledge certainly, nonfiction. Nonfiction is a whole market area that can be very lucrative. Um, but the cute and silly, because we're about humor and we want to have fun and we want our customers to have fun and enjoy themselves. So a succubus. Now, do you know what a succubus is? You know, the Japanese really, really love their demons. Almost everything with them. I guess maybe with Americans, I guess it's vampires and werewolves since what was that? Twilight. I can tell you a story there too. Yeah, Twilight. Wow. It's funny how fast these pop culture things move. I don't think you mentioned Twilight and stuff like that, or maybe even 50 Shades of Grey, and well, I don't know, 50 Shades of Grey's people are still uh enjoying, but yeah, Twilight, the Twilight franchise, it's a whole franchise, but it's all about wolves and vampires, which I guess uh women like or girls like. I don't. I don't like vampires and werewolves and zombies and all that crap. Um, Not that I'm not willing to use them as appropriate in a story. like Clown President, the Clown World. We could do a story that has zombie clowns in it. I don't care if somebody wants to draw it up and write the story or whatever. We can do that. It's that's see trending and stuff like that. If we well zombies are big, oh you got to do something with zombies. It's almost like having AI in 2024. If you got a product, you've got to say that AI is embedded in it or involved in it or is it? Um, mini games within games is something for us to try to do. And what I think of here as lesson learned is World of Warcraft Classic. They started with a version. They started putting mini games within the overall game. The one that comes to mind and maybe made it, made it successful. Though I think it might have been popular already, but it was called something like Flowers and Zombies. And so you got a grid playing board, and from one side you've got like monsters coming, from the other side you've got something silly like flowers, and they're fighting each other, they're battling each other, and that's what you're trying to. You probably play the flowers, and it's a kind of game that I don't really like, which is you're gonna die, you're gonna get killed, you're gonna get beat. It's just a matter of how far can you get. Can you beat your highest ever score or the list of top 10 players scores um, or not? See, I prefer not never ending stories of wealth building and empire building. That's what I like to do. So if we're going to make games, first person shooters come to mind. Great potential, all kinds of cool things you can do. I don't want to do it. I don't play first person shooters. Um, or real, I hated real time strategy. That was really popular there for a while. But I like turn based games. And so if it's a real time strategy, it's got to have. And what I often do is you're frequently pausing. You run a little bit, you pause, take your turn, you run a little bit, take. Now it's very difficult on the computer AI side, the computer player, because the simple way with that is typically the computer has omnipotent awareness of the game. This was particularly a problem in World War I Flying Aces games, right? You can only see this. You can't see the guy coming down on you from behind and strafing you and gonna take you out unless you're constantly, like this kind of thing. And is that fun? No, no, it's not. But the computer always knows where you are. He doesn't have to look and see where you are before targeting you. He just needs to move. And so again, problem with real-time games. Well, while time's going on and you're trying to figure things out and stay on top of it and win, the computer players just got an incredible advantage that's hard to beat. And very quickly, I mean, I love one of my things that I loved as a kid and with friends in the neighborhood and stuff. We used to get balsa wood and make our little model biplanes, make these little gliders. We'd go to the hobbyist store and buy the balsa wood and glue and maybe use some BBs or something for weight. And we'd build a glider, a plane of our own design based on biplanes. One of my favorite was SC5, which its claim to fame was it was an innovation because until they synchronized the prop and the machine gun, they would blow off their prop propeller. Take that! Oh, so what they did is they mounted the machine gun on top of the top wing, so it shoots over the propeller. And then the innovation came in of a synchronized propeller and machine gun, so it was capable of shooting between the propellers going around in front of it. Innovations. These are all innovations. The TV show Connections. I ought to look that up and start watching it on YouTube. I love that show. It's a PBS thing. And they would start the show with, like, back in the middle century or whatever, the innovation of the stirrup for cavalry led to the nuclear bomb. Right? This would be the premise they'd start with, and then through the whole show, they'd show you that innovation path of one thing to another that led up to, yes, they vindicated their statement. They're right. The innovation of the stirrup for cavalry way back when led to the nuclear bomb. See, that's the thing about a true innovative entrepreneur. I don't just have 50 years of watching this stuff and considering this stuff. I'm also an armchair historian, and I love ephemera. So, the Mobius strip of history goes around, comes around. And it's going to happen again 2024 for the first time. Is that a koan? Did I just make a koan? You tell me. Is that a koan? I don't think I intended to be.